Hey everybody, it's me, Zach, and this little booty right here is Potato, and welcome back to our channel. Hey everybody, it's me, Zach, and I am back again to watch another Amberlynn Reid vlog, catch up, see how she's doing, post having COVID. And we are going to get right into it, but I will say the last time I wore this particular sweatshirt, it's very oversized, by the way. My friend purposely got it that way for me. But what I will say is lots of people ask where I got it and where it came from. It was a gift from a friend. I can't remember if it was, I think it was for Christmas this year, a gift from a friend, and I believe she said she found it on Etsy somewhere. So I'm sure if you go look up like refurbished shirt, sweatshirt on Etsy, perhaps something will come up. I don't know. I didn't purchase it for myself. Very grateful for my friend Anna for doing that. But yeah, to answer your question, that's where you can find it, divas. But anyways, today's video from Amberlynn, I don't know why I let out a giggle, because the title is not laughable. I have a lot of thoughts about Amberlynn having COVID and things like that, but let me just read the title. It's my experience with having COVID for the first time at 500 pounds. Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle vlog. I don't know. Since finishing the last video, you know, I typically give y'all my first thoughts here right as I'm filming and things like that. And then I have time to sit with stuff and think about things, and I've just really been thinking about Amberlynn having COVID and really just thinking about like her sense of exceptionalism, as if things aren't going to bother her, aren't going to mess with her, and just how fascinating that is. And you know, we have now watched her for several years have a variety of different medical issues and things like that, and it's just like she always seems to think that she's so invincible until it actually happens to her. And I think that's what we're seeing here with COVID. But you know, like we've seen that when she had cancer, honestly. We've seen that when she's had cellulitis at different points. The dangling ankle of it all, the dangling lung of it all, the UTIs, the kidney stones, you know, she's been through so much. It remains surprising to me every time that she acts like it couldn't happen to her. It couldn't be her. She's built different, you know, like it's very interesting. But then the other thing that I also think about, or have been thinking about, is just how she has still remained so committed. And this is not a knock on her at all, but she's remained so committed to her YouTube schedule. You know, she has done 2 members-only live streams since getting COVID. One the day after she found out she had COVID. She has continued to post and is posting and is vlogging. And that's no shade to her. I honestly really do think that over the years, especially since when I first started watching her compared to where she's at now, like in today's YouTube world, she is far more consistent with posting than she ever was. I mean, I know like literally this past fall, she had that very inconsistent couple of months while she was in Wisconsin, but like honestly, truly, she has stuck to schedules much better in recent history than she did when I first started watching her. I am so amazed by that, and I wonder like what allows her to stay consistent to that specific thing in her life. I mean, I would guess like the urgency of having to pay for bills and things like that, but that she can't commit that same level of consistency to other places in her life, like her dieting, her weight loss, sticking with semaglutide, sticking with anything, you know? So I don't know, just some things I've thought about, because like she really did seem very miserable in that last vlog when she found out she had COVID, and I do imagine that it's like difficult being 500 pounds and having COVID, especially knowing that like she's had mobility and stamina issues in the past. Like I'm sure that respiratory virus like COVID is probably not helpful when it comes to those things. And not to say that like getting on a members only live stream requires, you know, like stamina in that kind of way, but I don't know, just things I've been thinking about. I've also really been thinking about how she is always like remains happy to, you know, emphasize that she's 500 pounds if it seems like a good clickbait title. I mean, she did it in this title, and really also, if you think about it, she does it a lot. So anyways, I'm gonna stop yapping though, just my random thoughts. I said I was gonna get to it real quick today, and we sure didn't. We're about 6 minutes in into the video already, and I haven't started the video. So let me shut the fuck up and let's get to, shall we?
Hey guys, it is February 11th. How are you?
I'm okay.
So if you guys remember in my last vlog, I tested positive for COVID for the first time.
Oh, we made it to February 11th. February 11th. Oh, wait, that makes sense. That's the day of the members-only live stream that she still did despite having COVID. For some reason, I felt like she skipped a couple days, but no, that makes sense. Shut up, Zach. Shut up!
Telling you, I've had every symptom there is to a flu, to a cold, and it's genuinely been all mixed together. I have had a high fever. I've had the shivers. I have been super sweaty, and then all of a sudden super cold. I've had loss of appetite. I've had nausea, headache, sore throat, swollen and painful lymph nodes, body aches, stuffy nose, runny nose, cough, sneezing, chest pain like no other. My breathing is worse than usual. Some of my weirdest symptoms is just like I feel delirious, and I think it's just due to the on and off fever, which I currently don't have now. I also feel like super fatigued.
First of all, I don't know that it's a super weird symptom to be delirious or fatigued when you have COVID, but when she was, I had two thoughts when she was listing off all of the, symptoms and stuff. The first thought was the lady who's like listing off all the vegetables. That was my first thought. And then also, I've mixed the clips up before in my head, but there's the lady who lists off all the vegetables. And then there's also, I think, Whitney Houston, who like lists off all the names of the people she's thanking for some award at some award show. And then my second thought was, I remember one time when I was a little kid and I was sick and my mom took me to the doctor, and the doctor asked me like what problems I was having, and I just like started listing off all the symptoms. And he was like really good with kids, and he like would joke with them. But I didn't get this joke that he said, and I was like, what? But he was like, after I listed off all of these symptoms, he's like, well, do your teeth itch? And it literally stopped me in my tracks, and I was like, do my teeth itch? Do my teeth itch? I was like, what do you mean, do my teeth itch? And he's like, well, you said all these other things. I just thought I'd check. You had all these other problems. I just thought I'd check. And so I don't know, Amberlynn, do your teeth itch? Do your teeth itch? Shout out to my childhood pediatrician. I hope he's well.
Then at the same time, I get random like bouts of just like energy. Today's day 3 of my symptoms. Day 1, I thought, okay, is this allergies? Is this cellulitis? It was day 2 when I was like, I have a flu and COVID test, so why not take it? And then that's when I tested positive. And then
thank you for the recap.
So I am having to quarantine, which is hard because I have to take Twinkie outside multiple times a day. But thankfully I have masks, and I'm also washing my hands extra, hand sanitizer, etc., etc. Today is actually Tuesday, which is my 3rd members live stream, and I keep going back and forth on whether I should do it or not, because it's like people are relying on me, but I'm telling you, I feel awful, and I personally don't want to go on live stream and be like, hi guys, I have COVID, because I don't want that to be like the topic of discussion, because it actually gives me anxiety. It's different when I vlog. I vlog a couple minutes and then I move on and I try to distract myself. But with like a 2-hour live stream, I'm afraid that's going to be like the main focus that people are going to be talking about. So it's like, if I do live stream, I'm not even going to tell anybody that I'm sick.
Well, you did tell people you were sick. You did tell people you were sick. That's why we all know that you got COVID, Diva. We've known for like 2 weeks now that you had COVID. So you did tell people. See, this is the problem with Amberlynn. She really has no concept of just sticking to something. The other thing is like, I would have I was under the impression she was going to be like, I really don't feel up to, like, live streaming. Like, that takes a lot of energy. I don't feel well. Because, like, I get it. Like, it does. As somebody who spends time live streaming on the internet, I think, like, interacting live with an audience who's talking in a chat to you is very much different than even what I'm doing, like, right here, right now, in this moment. So I do think it takes a different type of energy. Certainly also takes a different type of energy than working, like, a 9-to-5 job, whoever, whatever. But I really thought she was going to be like, I just don't have the energy to live stream. And I would say, that's fine, don't do it. Like, certainly rest, take care of yourself, recover. But then for her reason to not want to potentially live stream, which she did, by the way, so this is all, like, a moot point, but, like, her whole thought about, like, I don't want to live stream because I don't want people to ask me about my COVID. I just assumed that you would just want to rest, and that would be the reason why, but whatever. She did live stream, and she did, in fact, talk about her COVID in the live stream.
I don't know, it's just conflicting. So it's been like 20 minutes since my last clip, and I just took some
the Dayquil,
and I can't taste it, and I also can't smell anything. So I just spent the last like 10
COVID,
minutes
diva.
trying to practice like an uptick in my voice, because I have a lot of cameos that I have to do, and I don't want to be going on there like sounding like this. I know a lot of people like suffered with COVID who had like real jobs, who had to like quarantine, and
I am just, she has such like weird concerns about having COVID when it comes to like her job and the work she's doing. Like, she's worried about what she's gonna sound like in cameos, and she's worried about having to talk about COVID in a live stream. Like, I'm genuinely confused why her number one concern seems to be how she's gonna come across to her audience. Like, that's really confusing to me. I would think the number one concern would be more along the lines of, like, I feel miserable. I need to rest. I am a 500-pound person who, like, is genuinely immunocompromised and, like, need to take care of myself to make sure that my body recovers and gets through this. But instead she's like, what are people gonna think in the cameos that I send them? What are people gonna think when I come on live stream and that's all they want to talk about? It doesn't make any sense to me, because also they talked to her about many other things in that live stream anyways, like that fear was unfounded. But you're sitting here practicing an uptick in your voice so you come across a certain kind of way in your cameos? I don't know, diva.
And sadly lost a lot of money and stuff, so I'm definitely grateful that I work from home, and I am privileged in that way, and I'm not trying to like undermine what other people went through. I just definitely am struggling trying to keep up just with everything right now. And if you guys didn't watch my last vlog, like, I've always had a massive fear of COVID. That's how my grandpa passed away.
I've always had a massive fear of COVID, but I fully hugged somebody once who I knew was sick. Didn't know they had COVID, but hugged them anyways, knowing that they were sick. And I was so grateful I didn't get COVID from that. And I like actively spent a lot of time with my sick stepdad who was sick, but didn't know it was COVID, but he was sick. And I spent a lot of time in close proximity with him. But I'm super fearful of COVID. I just, like, I definitely, like, think there are lots of, I don't want to downplay the fear of COVID, because I think that that's valid. I oftentimes will also still wear a mask in public. I think it's a valid fear that many people still have to this day, and it's super valid, especially with, like, you know, the number of people in America who are immunocompromised, who live with disabilities and things like that. Like, I think it's so valid. I'm just, like, not convinced that she was actually that fearful, because she's sitting over here talking in our last vlog about how she had a great immune system and like this, that, the other. Like, I just don't think that the fear doesn't actually feel real if you didn't do anything about it. Although, you know what? Maybe that is actually the number one sign of her being fearful of something, because, you know, she's fearful of like the complications that come along with like her weight and things like that, but has she done anything about that either? I guess not.
COVID is still here, still real, still scary. And I'm noticing, like, I am so short of breath, and that scares me because I don't want to, like, have to go to the hospital. Like, I tried to do some makeup and put my hair up in hopes that, like, I gain momentum to do my live stream, because I do not want to let people down. Like, I would rather feel miserable for those 2 hours, feeling like actual garbage, than have a lot of people be upset that I didn't live stream. Okay, guys.
I support her decision to live stream or not live stream, whatever, but I think this goes back to, like, what I was saying at the beginning of this, which is she's willing to not let people down when it comes to her live stream schedule, her schedule for posting and things like that. But she doesn't apply that to herself and other areas. Like, she's always willing to let herself down. And, you know, from time to time, I will get cameo requests asking for, like, advice about weight loss and things like that. And, like, I just want to be clear, I am in no way a weight loss expert, but what my advice usually comes from is that place of letting things down or letting people down, because I think so often in our lives we're worried about, like, letting others in our lives down. Like, we want to make sure we take care of everybody else, but we oftentimes don't, like, hold ourselves to that, right? Like, we're always willing to let ourselves down. Well, maybe not everybody, but a lot of people, I think. Like, I think it's relatable. To the extent that, like, the way I think about it is, like, if you know, planned an event with a friend and you insist on showing up to that because you don't want to let them down, you want to be there for them, you want to be at the thing, then why would you, like, cancel your planned trip to the gym or like, the diet that you meal planned for the week or whatever, you know? So those are just my thoughts about all of this. Is, like, she's over here talking about being committed to, like, not letting her audience down, which I think is great. That's not shade towards her. I'm glad she's considering her audience. As somebody who has criticized her in the past for not thinking about her audience, I appreciate that she is. I'm just like, now let's apply that to ourselves, Amberlynn. Let's not let ourselves down.
So it's been about 30 minutes since my last clip, and I decided that I am going to go live.
Okay.
But I'm going to do it earlier than usual. So I'm going to go live in an hour and a half.
Earlier than usual? I think this is only, like, the second or third week. The third week, maybe, that she'd even done it. So I don't know what earlier than usual means. She seems to just post a time on the day of, from what I've noticed.
So I just posted a community tab letting everyone know. So I just want to kind of meet in the middle. I don't want to let anyone down.
Sure.
But I also want to be able to rest for the rest of the night.
Absolutely.
I'm really sad because someone's like, girl, you got to give us more time. Why couldn't this be posted in the morning so we could be ready at 6 p.m., which is understandable, but I didn't know I was going to do this. But what made me sad was someone replied and said because she doesn't care about the convenience of others, even if they're paying her, which is not reality. And behind the scenes, you guys can definitely see that. Like, it just makes me really sad. So.
Well, I think it is a balance. I think it's a balance because it is something that, like, realistically, you know, it's not like Amberlynn has a lot going on in her life. Like, I think there is a world where she could, even the day before post, you know, when she's going to be live, if not just, like, she said, oh, I'm going earlier than my regular time. I have been watching her community tab posts, looking for, like, what the regular time is. I maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I just don't get it. I just don't know. But, like, I'm not convinced there's been a regular time posted. It's not like she's ever said every week at such and such time I'll go live. In fact, I think the first week she didn't even say what time she would go live. The second week she gave a time, and then it sounds like this is maybe the third week that she did it, and she went live earlier than whatever the regular time was. I could be wrong. This might not have been it might be the fourth week. I don't know if it's the third or fourth week, but regardless. I think that there are ways that she could try to improve. I guess I don't necessarily think that means that she doesn't care about her audience. I think she just hasn't put that level of thought into it, to be honest.
Commented, no pants, question mark. That is a true statement. I currently am not wearing pants. I'm wearing a dress which 9 times out of 10, I am wearing a dress. And I wear pants, usually, only when I'm going in public. Because, I mean, who wants to see my legs? I mean, probably a lot of people for the laughing stock of the matter. But I don't want my legs to be shown. Someone else replied.
Why are we talking about your legs? Why are we reading out these comments? Why? Didn't she say she's not really spending time reading comments? Why is she reading the comments on this post? It doesn't seem like these are being super helpful. It doesn't seem like these comments are super helpful to you right now when you're already not feeling good, Diva.
That would involve her sticking to a plan, and she's never had a good track record of those. I'm trying really hard. Past Amberlynn, she would have canceled this live stream literally in a heartbeat. She wouldn't have second guessed it at all. I'm reading comments because I'm specifically looking for, like, my members' comments because I like to heart them or reply to them. But in the middle of all of that, I'm also seeing comments from people who aren't members.
I would like to tell you, Diva, I'm pretty sure, I don't have memberships on my channel, but I'm pretty sure there's probably a way to filter your comments that way. But I'm also just like, this is not helpful to you right now. This is not helpful to you right now. Listen, as a girl who sometimes struggles with this myself, like, I'm just here to tell you this is not helpful for you right now. Close the comments. Not like turn them off, but like just close the page that you have pulled up with all the comments. This is clearly making you feel some type of way. You don't have to do this. You don't have to put yourself through this, Diva.
Alright, you guys, so I'm in my live stream spot, so I am about to live stream right now.
Are we gonna get the fucking highlights from the live stream again? Because I'm not sure I care. I'm not sure I care, Diva. I really don't know that I do.
But when I show you guys random clips from my live stream, to me, it feels like it's a 2-minute trailer or a 3-minute trailer of, like, a 2-hour movie. Definitely not the highlights, not the lowlights, just random little moments. So I have to be live in 30 seconds, so I'm gonna go. Hello.
Okay, well, yeah. Okay, so this was the third stream then. Okay, great. I'm glad we at least got that clarified because that's what it says in the clip. But otherwise, I don't know that I care. We might just, you and I, me and my audience, we might skip this part.
Who gives a fuck what I'm eating? Like, mind your biz. Anyways, that's the weirdest thing in the world to me.
Well, divas, you really didn't. I'm here to tell you, you didn't miss anything. You didn't miss anything. Some of those clips literally were just her sitting there in silence. I'm not even kidding to you. Kidding with you. Joking with you. So, yeah, I'm so thrilled that I made the decision to cut that shit out. And now we're at hours and hours later, as in post live stream situation type of deal. Let's get to.
You guys, if I look like a mess, I have an excuse now. So don't make fun of me.
If I look like a mess, girl, you look the same as you always do. You just don't have makeup on right now. So you look the same as you always do when you don't have makeup on. I don't understand, Diva. And also, like, if there's any I guess this is to her point, like, if there's any time for you to just come on looking however you look, it's like when you have COVID, Diva. You don't even have to say anything about it. You really don't.
Also weirdly breaking out right here. I don't break out. Like, that's not something I experience.
You know what is such a lie? She said that before on her channel. And anytime she has a breakout, she's like, I never break out. I'm not even kidding you. I've heard her say that before.
It's often. Right now, it's currently hailing.
Hailing?
But there is ice falling from the sky. That is not snow.
Oh, wow. Not ice falling from the sky ASMR. She's ready to try to make anything ASMR. And, like, honestly, truly, I've said this before, but if you want to do ASMR, just make another channel. Make a second channel where you do ASMR. Give me a whole hour of this on your ASMR channel that you're gonna make. Like, please do that. Like, I would 100% appreciate that. Also, though, she could also just include this clip without trying to call it ASMR, too. But whatever. I'm ready to get diagnosed with ASMR, Dr. Lynn, medicine woman. Let's go.
So it's super late, and I was just editing some of this video, and I just wanted to pop in and say thank you guys so much for an amazing live stream today. Crazy, like
I wasn't at that live stream, so never mind. That wasn't my thank you to accept.
I could literally just transport myself into a different mind frame. Like, I forgot that I was sick for 2 hours, even though I did end up telling people that I had COVID in my live stream, even though I didn't want to, but someone asked. They were literally like, do you have COVID? And I was like, oh, that's funny. And then people were like, why is that funny? And then I looked super insensitive because I was like, COVID's definitely not funny. So let me explain. It's funny because I do have COVID and you're low-key psychic. I don't know. It's just scary. And genuinely, this whole time, I thought I was supposed to quarantine for 10 days, but turns out it's just 5. I don't know how feeling this horrific means only 5 days of quarantine.
Girl, just do 10. Just literally do 10. Literally do 10 and then start wearing masks when you go in public.
That's wild behavior because I feel awful and I'm on day 3.
Like, truly, honestly, just quarantine at a minimum until you don't feel awful. Also consider that. I don't know. Like, I do understand the confusion because I think there's just, like, so much, like, different sources saying different things and it can feel overwhelming and confusing. But I'm just saying, like, if you're worried about it, like she seems to be, like, why not err on the side of caution, you know? Like, why not err on the side of caution where you're not going to get other people you love and care about sick, other people that you might not know sick, things like that, you know? Like, if that's your concern, just err on the side of caution, you know? That's easy to do.
Tomorrow's day 4, so just day 4 and day 5, and then I can go peace out into the world. No, that's just, no. Seems very selfish. I do not want to get anybody sick. Great. And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, am I breaking out because of that damn mask that I wear every day? Just 2 days now. Maybe my face isn't used to it. I don't know, but my lips are dry. Like
maybe my face isn't used to it. Yeah, because you haven't been wearing a mask when you're going around sick people. Yeah.
I'm just gonna drink some Gatorade.
This is just like the exceptionalism bit, you know? Like no shame, like people get sick, it happens. I just like am fascinated by her continued surprise that she's in this situation when she also just acknowledged, like, I don't wear masks out. Like, maybe I'm breaking out right now because I'm wearing masks when I don't normally, you know? Like, again, no shame to her. I just don't understand why she's acting so surprised, you know? That's the part that confuses me.
Finish editing what I have of this video so far, and I will catch up with you guys in the morning. I hope that I wake up feeling better. I will let you guys know. For me, it's in hours. For you guys, it's in literally 2 seconds.
Great.
Bam.
The next day, let's go. We're February 12th.
The next day, it's February 12th, and I feel worse. I am not going to be vlogging today. I really just want to rest because I have a lot of anxiety.
Stunning.
And it's really scaring me. Like
not stunning that she has anxiety and stuff, but yeah, absolutely. You should just be resting. Absolutely. You know, this is the part where it's like, it's more than reasonable to take some time when you're not feeling well. Like, if you are working a regular job, you would take the day off. You would not go into work. So it's fine. Take the time. Do it. Do what you gotta do, diva.
Level has dropped, and it's just, I feel like the COVID is literally just sitting right here in my body, and I just feel weird. Brain fog, delirious.
Not the fog. Not the fog. I've also been thinking a lot. And it's hard to tell with her sometimes when she talks about, like, conspiracy theories and stuff, right? Because she once upon a time said that, like, she believed in flat earth or whatever, but then she said she was just trolling. But then she does, like, wholeheartedly say things like, I don't believe anybody's ever stepped foot on the moon. I think the moon landing was fake. And so I don't know if she's trolling or not about, like, the COVID fog or mist or being worried about what's in the fog and things like that. But it continues to be interesting to me that that's how she thinks it works. It has nothing to do with being around other people who are sick, who might have spread the virus to you. It apparently has nothing to do with that, and it has everything to do with the fog. And it seems like maybe that's what she thinks is happening right now, because she's like, I can feel it right here. Well, girl, that's just COVID in your lungs. It's a respiratory virus, diva.
I just need to take care of myself for the day.
Oh, 12 hours later, so we are vlogging.
Hey guys, I really wasn't going to vlog today.
So we are.
Sure, I am a big old jump scare. I'm a mess right now.
I should have predicted that this little COVID situation that she has going on would be an opportunity for her to talk about her looks every single time she picks up the camera. Like, you really don't have to justify it. I already have low expectations in general, but like, I truly, I was sick a couple weeks ago, and did I care about what I look like? I sure didn't. So I wouldn't expect you to either, diva.
I'm playing the new Mario Party Jamboree online right now. I just wanted to give you guys an update that like I have the most horrific cough. Like, it is from deep within. This is gonna be TMI, but it is.
Let me prepare myself for the TMI. It's a cough. It's a horrible cough. What could she possibly be about to say? Is she gonna say something like she poops herself when she coughs? Is she gonna say she pees herself when she coughs? Is she gonna say she coughs up some like phlegm or something? I think I've thought about all the worst possibilities, so let's see what it actually is.
Extremely painful, and I'm coughing up like phlegm.
Okay.
And the cough just sounds horrific. Like yesterday, it started off as like a small cough. I'm sure some of you heard it in my live stream, but today it has like literally went on steroids, and it has created a monster of a cough. And I'm hoping that when I wake up tomorrow, I feel better. The cough is gone. I know that's like not realistic.
Yeah, you just gotta give it time, diva.
I was worried about that for a minute. But, like,
you just gotta give it time, get rest, drink lots of fluids, sleep. Like, you gotta give it time.
The cough is crazy. I am about to go to bed after I play this game. Oh, it's actually my turn right now. I'll give you guys a little.
Oh, thank you.
Peeksy boo.
Thank you so much.
And, I have been needing to rest, yes. But I was able to complete my taxes today, so I did do something productive. Good. And another thing, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, is my taste and my smell is like completely
You did
gone.
mention it,
like,
yeah.
It's as if I've never been able to taste and smell a day in my life. It is honestly the strangest thing in the world. Like, I was gonna make spaghetti last night for dinner.
Sorry, sitting here watching her play her Switch, it is interesting to me that she's seemingly doing something right now that, like, she doesn't do in most vlogs. And again, it's just like, I appreciate the commitment to still creating content and stuff, but I'm like, oh, you could show us a little bit more of you video gaming and regular vlogs and stuff like that, and yet you're doing it right now when you are not feeling super well. And also I'm thinking like, oh, you're not gonna vlog today, but like, how much of vlogging would really take a lot of energy from you anyways, considering some of the stuff you do? I don't know. It's just very interesting to see how she's thinking about making content right now while she's feeling like this ill. Like, I appreciate the commitment to making content. And it's just also interesting to me that it's like something that she's doing, because it does feel like, yeah, maybe you should take this time to rest.
And that was when I was like really losing my taste, and I was telling the live chat that, and they were like, it's gonna be like you're eating a bowl of worms, and I was like, oh my god. So I ended up not making spaghetti. Yeah, we're coming to the end of day 4 with COVID. It's like, I don't know if I had COVID longer than that. It's just like my symptoms started showing 4 days ago, or What really? I don't really know. I don't know who I got it from, where I got it from.
It's interesting that she's saying that she doesn't know who or where she got it from, because in that live stream that she showed clips from, she didn't show these clips in this video, but like, I know in that live stream she was speculating that she got it from her stepdad, who had been sick, and they went to bingo together. Like, I'm confused why she's acting like she doesn't know that now.
You know, I have speculations, and I have, you know, my grandma's been sick, my stepdad's been sick. I went to bingo recently, and this guy was coughing the whole time, and he was sitting like just like 2 rows in front of me. Like, there's just so many.
Wait, but I thought, did you? Well, I don't know. Listen, maybe I misremember the bingo thing, because I thought it was her stepdad. But anyways, this is one of those times where people are like, Zach, if you would just not pause so much, she will literally go on to actually talk about what her speculations are.
Outcomes, it could have been anyone, anything. No one's really to blame. Everyone's getting sick lately, and it definitely sucks, I'm not gonna lie. I can't believe...
Sure.
It took 5 years for me to finally get COVID. Like, I know this whole vlog has been...
I mean, listen, it's not about the blame game, but everybody can, like, do their part to try to do better in terms of helping people not get sick. And, you know, you did actively choose to be around some people that you knew were sick, despite your fears and things like that. So it's like, I don't know, there's a certain level of balance, you know. We're also living in a world where, or at least in a country, America, that has not prioritized like public health when it comes to COVID and its response to COVID and things like that, at least not in recent years, maybe at the very beginning of it all. And so it's like, I don't know, like, I don't know that it helps to, like, individually, like, shame people, but I do think we could all, like, continue to try to do our part to not, you know, get people sick.
With that, but that's literally what I'm just dealing with. But I am probably just gonna end this vlog, and like I said, after I play this game, I am just gonna go to sleep.
Sure.
Anyways, I will see you guys in my next video.
All right. Bye. Oh, I did say at the end of the last video that, like, it's probably going to be some rough waters with these COVID vlogs. I do hope she starts feeling better in the next one. I mean, I would imagine, but also, like, she does have a lot of health complications as it stands, so I wouldn't be surprised if it takes her longer to recover. And I know that she was still kind of feeling it in her last members only live stream. So, yeah. I don't know. Hard to say, divas. Hard to say. But that was a little bit of a rough one to get through, for sure. I don't know. It's just not me doing Amberlynn'S oof from her reaction to herself.
Oof. I was not expecting this.
Oof. But anyways, I imagine it's a hard to be in her shoes right now. Not that many people probably do or have to have sympathy for her, but honestly, I can't imagine. I really, truly can't, because, like, I'm in much better physical health than her, and the last time I had COVID, which I think was like a year ago or something like that, it was tough. It was miserable, and I am considerably more healthy than her, I would guess, in many ways. So, anyways, that's all I have time for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, and you're brand new to my channel, consider subscribing down below. Hit the bell button so you get a notification every single time I post a new video. Make sure to leave me a comment, hit like, click share, and follow me on all my social media. I had so much fun today. I hope you did too, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!